We are back! Oh, Shizen. We stopped literally in the screen because it forced me to, be here. Bro, I need my glasses first too. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, just took my glasses and stuff. Surface reclamation site number 1.
Move all the food to storage. And don't forget to put the Nutrium in the refrigerator. Has the ammunition arrived? Ah, here it is. Transfer 90% of it to the armory, and take the other 10 to the dormitory. Neon! Hands off those chocolate bars!
But I brought these separately.
Then why does it say for military use on the wrapper?
Because it's a new military edition flavor?
And pray tell, what exactly does the military taste like?
Taxes?
Anise, check the bottom of that box. It's leaking!
What? Oh jeez, it is. Dang it, how many times has this happened already? What the hell are these robots doing to these deliveries to bang them up so badly?
No one ever said bringing supplies up to the surface would be easy. The delivery robots have to avoid rapture routes, which demands that they traverse through all manner of rough terrain. Supplies rarely arrive fully intact, not to mention how much of it goes missing.
Oh.
The real bummer is that there's no elevator.
When is the one they're building going to be finished?
I don't assume it will be really fast. It's an elevator, it's a big thingy. You have to dig up to that area, make the mechanicals of it, and you know, and then the electricals.
Not sure. Mighty Tools have commenced construction, that's all I know.
Oh, well, it's Mighty Tools. It should be fine.
It could take as little as a month, or as long as 3.
That's a short time.
A month should be enough. This is Mighty Tools we're talking about here.
I think so too. Anise, don't just leave that there. Pick them up and take them with you.
I was gonna pick them up once I put the rest of this stuff away. If I stop right now while I'm in the middle of something, it'll take longer.
Neon, put those combat rations down. If you eat those raw, they'll expand in your stomach, and you definitely don't want that.
Commander, I've confirmed receipt of the 3rd round of supplies. With this, we have the basics covered.
Excellent. Well done.
All that's left to do is wait for the reinforcements to arrive. It's been some time since they left, so they should be arriving soon.
Who would they be, do you think? You said we should be expecting 3 people, right? Oh, it's gotta be Absolute.
Yes, all of them are personnel who specialize in exploring.
Exploring? No, not Absolute. Wait a minute. Exploring. 3 people that specializes in exploring. Would it be the Navy people? I don't think so. Who would it be? 3 people exploring. I want to open like a NIKKE catalog because I cannot remember all of the NIKKE on the top of my head. Exploring. Is Kilo gonna be in there? Who would they be?
One of them is affiliated with Missilis. Will that be an issue?
One of them will be affiliated with Missilis. There's 3 of them. One's Missilis. They exploration. Fuck! I can't tell. Oh god, I'm a fake fan. That should be fine.
Roger that. By the way, thanks to Reptilian's generous gift, we have an idea of where to start now.
It was a big help, that's for sure. Are they gonna give him a model? 3 weeks ago. Red Hood's hometown. Once Mother Whale lands, one of its sides opens slightly. Out of the opening comes something which vaguely resembles a rapture. As it lumbers clumsily over to us, it speaks out.
Hey there, friends. It's been a long time.
Oh, they give Reptilian a voice and a model, which is not really, you know, it's a rapture. It's a quote-unquote rapture.
How have you been?
Wow, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
Can someone explain to me what's happening?
Stay alert, Commander.
It's okay. Reptilian is friendly. We know about Reptilian.
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I think we're safe as well.
I can understand why you'd all be taken aback. I'll explain everything. So won't you help me a bit?
Bro, Reptilian is so manly for a fucking rapture. Bro, so manly, bro. What is it that you need?
I haven't eaten anything for 5 days now. If it's not too much trouble, could you scrounge me up some grub? Even if it's just something to drink, I'd be eternally grateful.
Why is reptilian so sultry? What the fuck is up?
What? He fainted!
Get him some water!
But I don't have a canteen or anything.
Here,
Quickly!
where should I pour the water?
I don't see his mouth or anything like that.
Try and remember the features of the rapture suit. I rack my brain in an attempt to recall how the rapture suit he is wearing works. If I were to guess, his face should be in here. I pour some water through a small gap in the rapture suit.
I nearly bought the farm back there. Thanks, friends. Sorry to ask another favor, but could I ask for some food as well?
First off, let's get inside. That might be a better place for you to fill us in on some details.
Okay, sure. Good idea.
After taking some food and slipping it through one of the gaps in the rapture suit, Reptilian focused on eating for a while, and after 20 minutes or so, is finally ready to have a conversation.
I've been traveling the world on Whaley's back for a while now.
Really?
You're not talking about that mother whale we just saw, are you?
I sure am. Isn't it a lovely name?
I can't even.
It's uncreative, but it's okay.
I'll tell you one thing. Seeing the surface from high up in the sky on Whaley's back is spectacular. It's far different from what we typically think of as the surface. A city full of sparkling crystals, refractions on a silver lake wriggling like a living thing, towering mountains made of steel, and so much more. It's a big, beautiful world out there. It's so amazing, in fact, that it's easy to forget about eating, like yours truly did.
Are you talking about the areas of the surface which are further out from the Ark?
That's right. Humanity is so deeply ensconced in the Ark that we have no concept of what's out there in the world. But not me. I've seen it. I've seen the changes in the outside world.
Wow.
There's a whole lot that I still haven't seen. I'm super curious about what it all looks like beyond the beyond.
Well, it's nice to hear that you're doing well.
Yeah, I thought you were in trouble.
Me too. Especially after seeing you get dragged off by Mother Whale.
I'm glad you're safe, and even more so that you seem to be enjoying yourself.
Thanks, you guys.
How did you end up here anyway?
I was flying around this area when I suddenly heard a loud noise. When I came to investigate, I saw you guys fighting a large horde of raptures. I hated seeing my friends in danger, so I swooped down to help.
Thank you for saving us, but don't you like the raptures? Aren't you torn up about decimating that horde?
It hurts, sure, but I had no choice. Most of the raptures, at least in their current incarnation, aren't ready to communicate with us. I have a fondness for the raptures, yes, but you guys are my friends,
Oh,
and I care about you.
Thank you.
Mother Whale, Whaley's appearance seems to have changed.
Nice observation. I persuaded Whaley to make some cosmetic alterations.
What do you mean?
Whaley occasionally descends to ground level in order to eat, but her diet is way too animal heavy. I brought up the idea of maybe being vegetarian, and once she started incorporating more fruits and grass into her diet, her physical appearance changed too.
You're telling me that you can actually communicate with that thing? Okay, fine, let's say that's true. You're also saying that a change in diet made its exterior change?
In my humble opinion, as both an animal lover and rapture connoisseur, I believe its physical transformation was brought about by its change in diet, yes.
Is that even possible?
It would seem so. Isn't it interesting?
I'd say so. Not as interesting as you mentioning it offhand and moving on as if it were nothing.
Such are the mysteries of nature. Ah, I think Whaley wants to leave now. I'd love to take you along for a ride, but Whaley is still quite shy around others. I'll try and persuade her to take you next time, so you can look forward to that.
Oh, really?
Of course.
That'd be amazing! I'm gonna be up all night thinking about it.
Also,
Uh-huh. Yeah?
I'd like to give you this. It's a map of everything I've seen up until now.
Ooh, that's huge. Thank you, Reptilian. Really?
Yep. From my unique vantage point up on Whaley, I've drawn each and every single detail I've come across. I hope that looking at this will fill you with inspiration and a desire to explore that wide and wonderful world out there. I want to bestow the greatness of nature's bounty and the wonders of this world to those I care about. It would be best if you venture out and see them for yourself. The sights out there are worth the risk.
A large piece of folded paper emerges from one of the gaps in the suit. As I take it and spread the map wide open, it is far larger than I imagined it would be.
Your cartography skills are remarkable. The detail here is rather intricate.
Of course, these things are a must if you're a fan of the natural world.
I still can't believe this is all really happening.
Oh, you'd better believe it. It's very real.
Thank you. I'm sure this will come in handy.
I certainly hope so. Oh boy, there she goes again. I better get going. Next time we meet, I'll have another map for you. Be well, friends, and see you again.
Oh, that's so cute. Reptilian, wow. Reptilian is such a Chad. Hell yeah. Wait a minute, let me stop for a while. Oh, so dumb. I can't go to the surface. Alright.
Okay, let me make sure I'm getting all this.
Oh lord, I forgot!
The optical camouflage has been installed without any issues, and we've successfully reclaimed a small part of the ground. During that process, you met a civilian riding the mother whale that had somehow altered its external appearance. Said civilian assisted you in battle, along with Mother Whale. He then gave you a map of the outside world far beyond the Ark. Am I missing anything?
Oh, that's everything.
Putting aside the obvious, which is that none of this makes any logical sense. There was no way of knowing the veracity of the map, so I asked Burning Gum to verify its credibility. He got back to me with his findings an hour ago.
And?
It can be trusted. That's what I was told. The central government has long held intel pertaining to the outer reaches of the surface. The only issue was that we couldn't confirm certain details, and thus were unable to proceed with exploration. Anyway, when we compared the layout of this map to the current intel that we've collected, there was a 90% match. Multiple environmental scientists and terrain experts were also consulted to compare it with past data. They also came to the conclusion that this map can be relied on. Not only did you reclaim some of the surface, but you managed to obtain a credible map of the outside world without lifting a finger. That's remarkable.
Just doing my job.
Now, moving on. Starting today, the Commando Squad will focus on missions related to surface exploration. First, we will dub the site you reclaimed Reclamation Site 01 and provide support both in terms of supplies and personnel. We have already started construction of an elevator that will connect the Ark with Reclamation Site 01. That site is to be your base of operations, from where you will explore the surface based on the information provided on this map. Anything you find will be of help. Resources, alternative food sources, plant life, etc. All I ask is that you keep your eyes peeled for anything and everything that will help aid the Ark.
I'm worried about the search area. It's too broad.
In that case, let's proceed starting from the closest area. Let's see. The site in closest proximity to Reclamation Site 01 is the Crystal region.
Ooh.
At the risk of sounding overly simplistic, my hope is that we'll be able to secure some minerals. I'll be sending the appropriate personnel to lend you assistance in searching this area. You'll also require a designated operator to support you. However, as you're well aware, the Ark is going through a bit of a rough patch. While I may not be able to send a lot of personnel, I should be able to organize a small elite team for you.
Understood.
One more thing. We plan on digitizing this map in the central government's database. Any objections?
Not necessarily. I do, however, want one thing to be made clear. The finding of that map, along with the forming of Reclamation Site number 1, are my accomplishments.
Yes. Don't worry about that. Are you planning on visiting the Reclamation Site now?
Yes. I think it'd be best to go to get the ball rolling. Oh, my glasses are up again. Get the ball rolling on this as soon as possible.
Very well. Upon your return to the Ark, we will have a celebration in your honor. I will prepare everything.
That really isn't necessary.
I don't think you quite realize the gravity of what you've accomplished. This is something not a single person has been able to pull off in nearly a century. It's a deed worthy of commendation. So soak it in.
Very well. Thank you.
You should head out.
Thanks, Dad. What happened to Dorothy? The pilgrim, I mean.
All quiet on that front. I've agreed to give them a low-tier TV channel in the Ark, and in return, they'll be providing us with all manner of knowledge pertaining to their skills. Nothing else has really transpired, to the point where it's almost too quiet. It's somewhat disconcerting.
Understood. All right, I'll be off.
Ah, yes. There's one last thing I'd like to ask.
What's that?
Do you desire power? I understand that you've achieved some great things. Most of all, this latest accomplishment of yours. You've excelled in everything you do leading up to this, and it's culminated in your crowning achievement thus far. However, I can't help but find it a bit strange. I never pegged you for the ambitious type.
If an opportunity presents itself, I'd be a fool not to take it, wouldn't I?
You're not after power. You're after something else. Tell me.
I want to bring Marion back to the Ark. If I have to move farther up the ladder to accomplish that, so be it.
I see. That won't be easy. You'll face no small amount of opposition. Such things are inevitable in the Ark if authority is what you're after. However, if your mind is set on that, then I will do everything I can to help. Just don't be reckless.
Deputy Chief.
Yes?
I've been wondering for some time now. Why are you always going out of your way to help me?
Helping those new to the game is instinctual for old warhorses like myself. And I like my stories to have happy endings.
Aww. Oh, girly. Okay, okay. We'll do you good, Dad. I'll make you proud.
Let's see. We've organized all the supplies that were sent up. The accommodation and other living quarters are all in place. I think we've covered just about everything that needs doing.
Thanks for all the hard work you've been putting in.
I barely did anything. The ones who had to transport this stuff are the real hard workers.
Preach, sister! Manual labor is the really tough part.
I've been meaning to ask you, Shifty. Will you be helping us from now on?
Yes! I've been officially appointed as a dedicated operator for the Commando Squad.
Hell yeah!
I've worked alongside you all before, and I performed exceptionally well in the recent standardized operator exams.
You're not actually going to be joining us in person, are you?
No. It's still too dangerous up on the surface. If it
Aw.
weren't for the Ark, our job prospects as operators would be quite limited. Of course, you all have managed to do just fine without much outside assistance, but having a dedicated operator can make a world of difference. I memorized the map the commander brought, and I've assessed all the potential scenarios that might pose a risk. Naturally, since we are exploring uncharted territory, there is a high chance that something unexpected will occur. Even verbal support from my end could be a lifesaver during any unexpected situations. Also, perhaps most importantly, I can handle most of the commander's administrative tasks.
Wow.
That certainly got your attention.
But I thought Rappy did all of your tasks for you.
Not all of them. Just most of them. Actually... my apologies, Commander. Bad joke.
Anyway, I won't be getting in your way, so don't worry.
Alright, I'll leave you to it then.
Now that things are all set, I guess we just wait until the support troops arrive?
Yes, they should be arriving soon.
Oh, the three, the small one, and one of them is missileless.
Can you give us any additional information on them?
Oh, yes, please.
There are 3 members in total due to arrive. One each from Pathfinder, Hammer and Drill, and Electric Shock.
Oh, Pathfinder, Hammer and Drill, and Electric Shock. One of them is small. Would the small one be but no, she doesn't go out. That's impossible. Okay, Pathfinder, Electric Shock. I do know. It can't be Trony, but one small one could be Trony, but she can't be outside. That girl's gonna fry in the sun.
What? Those are squads specializing in courier services, mining, and hardware development. I thought we were supposed to be getting help from the Scouts, Matisse, and Absolute.
Allow me to explain.
Raro.
Commander, 10 o'clock direction.
A signal flare.
I presume those would be the support troops. They must have encountered raptures on the way.
Let's go.
Roger.
One small and two big. One small and two big. I still can't wrap my head around it. Ooh, this is so cool. They really made a base out of it. That's so cool. I do not recognize any of these. Hello?
All the raptures in the vicinity must have been alerted by these ones.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this looks good. I do know. I knew it's not gonna be Trony. I do know about Eleg.
I tried to be careful, but apparently it didn't work.
Didn't we say we were gonna get off somewhere safe and hoof it for the rest of the journey?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, it completely slipped my mind.
You should have heard yourself hammering. You were sawing logs like nobody's business.
Ooh. This is the first time I see Eleg in the story. It's kind of weird not seeing her with Trony. But I did, when they said Electric Shock, I knew that it's not gonna be Trony. But which one of them is small? No one's small in this team.
Huh. I usually don't snore, but I guess I got comfortable.
I think your snoring was louder than the scooter engine. That's probably why the raptures came running.
Was it really that bad?
No, it wasn't.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I kept saying we should, but Liberan was all like, no, we shouldn't do that, and stopped me. And look where we are now.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I take it as a point of pride that you felt so comfortable on Blue Hurricane. You also must have been really pooped to be able to fall asleep while we're up on the surface. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm sensing an opening in the ranks at 4 o'clock. Hammering, can you bust through it? You bet I can.
I'm gonna pound these chumps into dust.
Hammering herself towards the raptures.
Shouldn't we take it easy? We fired off the signal flares, so help should be coming soon.
If it means taking out more raptures, then I'm all for her doing her thing.
Is that how you feel?
Yes? Sorry, I didn't mean to be argumentative.
Don't worry about it. When can we expect the counters anyway? I feel like it's been a while since we let off that flare.
Based on our distance from Reclamation Site 01, If they're operating on an ordinary response time, they should be visible right about now.
Rapture spotted. Visual confirmation on 3 NIKKEs.
How'd they manage to get themselves completely surrounded?
Let's hurry and rescue them.
You're good at this.
It's what I do.
I do not understand what they mean one of them would be tiny. No one is tiny in this team. You lied to me. How dare you even?
Thanks for saving our necks back there. Are you the counters? Nice to meet you.
Senti? Eh?
Oh. You know Senti?
How did you get to that? What? How did you get to that? She's so far away from Senti.
She's my role model.
Not surprising.
Thank you. You really got us out of a jam.
You guys sure are good at fighting. You really live up to your reputation.
Shifty, please confirm their identity.
Okay, just a moment. Could you all look at the screen for a moment?
So you're the operator?
So stiff.
Is this the screen I'm supposed to look at?
Yes, just for 3 seconds.
Ow! Oh, that hurts my eyes.
You better familiarize yourself with electronic devices.
It's not like I don't try. I just can't get used to them.
Done. These are the 3 who were sent to join you.
You lied to me. You said there are 3 of them and one of them is tiny. None of these people are tiny. They're all big in their own ways.
Okay, thank you. I'm Rappy, and this is Anise and Neon. We're from the Counter Squad.
Oh, trust me. We know your names. You guys are super famous. What an honor to finally meet the Counters in person.
Well, I don't think getting along will be much of an issue with us.
Could you give us your names and affiliations?
I'm Liverin from Pathfinder. Inside the Ark, I'm usually in charge of deliveries. But for this exploration mission, I'll be in charge of navigation.
But we have a map.
The map is only meant to be used as a guideline. I presume she'll be determining which specific routes we take based on it. She'll also be formulating potential escape routes in case of any emergencies.
Wow, impressive! I was wondering how to explain why a delivery driver is perfect for this mission. And you just nailed it. Thanks. You guys are the real deal.
Thanks.
I'm Hammering, from the Hammer and Drill Squad. If you're gonna be exploring the Crystal region, then you don't want to be without a miner like myself. Whether it's busting up obstacles or mineral analysis, I'm your man.
Not exactly the most original name.
You don't have to diss his name.
Is the other member's name Drilly?
Huh? How'd you know?
Oh.
Talk about a lack of imagination. I'm Eleg from the Electric Shock Squad. My forte is anything related to electronic devices.
Are we expected to run into lots of electronics where we're going?
You never know. Don't forget that humans used to reign supreme on the surface.
I see. There could be a lot of old facilities and stuff like that hanging around.
Precisely. How cool would it be if I waltzed into a factory, worked my magic, and got it back up and running again?
Wowee! Even imagining it gets me all excited.
You think so?
Alright, now that we're finished with the introductions, you should all return to the reclamation site. I'll brief you on the upcoming operation there.
Okay.
During the exploration mission, Liverin, Hammering, and Eleg will become temporary members of the Commando Squad. The Commander will retain command as usual. Your goal is to explore what we are referring to as the Crystal Region. As you can tell from the name, it is a place covered with mysterious crystals. The area is quite extensive, so there is a high chance it might take some time for us to fully explore it. However, spending too much time exploring at this stage is not ideal. So, you'll be conducting a cursory investigation.
What are we looking for while we're there?
Other than rough topographical formations, the map doesn't provide any specific information, so we're short on details at the moment. However, considering the nature of the area, collecting the crystals would make the most sense. Even so, they should not be harvested recklessly without prior consideration.
Isn't it? The crystals that was mentioned in the notes around the previous area? The crystals that makes Nikke's grow crystals.
Only collect the crystals that you deem pose no risk.
And how do we assess the risk?
I'll handle that. Minerals and I get along swimmingly. One glance is all I'll need to tell you if it's dangerous or not.
You look like someone who could do that sort of thing.
So, in summary, you are to explore it as wide an area as possible. And if it is determined that there is no risk, you will collect some crystals and return to the base. That's all.
Sounds simple enough.
I honestly thought it'd be something way more out there.
Since this is an unknown area, even the central government is exercising caution. The other reason for increased wariness is due to how each of you are very important and valuable personnel.
Gosh, what a compliment!
We should get going straight away.
Yes.
Alright.
One more thing before you leave.
What is it?
You must leave a minimum of 2 squad members at Reclamation Site 01.
Oh.
What?
It's a contingency plan, I presume.
That, and other reasons, yes. In theory, the optical camouflage is a dependable safety measure. But this is the first time we're using it out in the field. You might encounter new variations of raptors who can see through the optical camouflage. It's also imperative that you are able to tend to any members who become cut off from the group during your search. If this place is left unattended, you'll be caught with your pants down if anything unexpected were to crop up.
Who should stay?
Anise and I will stay.
Oh, really?
Of course, I'd prefer that all of us go together, but this is the situation we're in. Besides, these 3 have been dispatched here due to their proficiency in exploration. We, on the other hand, have no such skills in that particular area. And unlike Rappy, we're not incredible at everything we do,
Oh, God. God damn.
Neon.
so it makes the most sense for the 2 of us to stay.
Well, this is awkward.
Huh?
Neon's right. Fighting is what she and I excel at. We'll stay here and hold down the fort. You all stay safe out there and come back, you hear? If anything happens, shoot us a message or fire off a signal flare, okay?
But
Commander, please don't say anything more and just go. Please?
Anise slightly pushes me towards the
Go.
door.
Hurry.
Be careful, everyone.
That's enough from you two. Go and get your things.
But
Who's gonna be left here? We're going together. This is unexplored territory for us. I wouldn't dream of going there without you.
what if things go south here?
This is an important place.
Shifty, can I entrust you with monitoring this place?
I figured this was what would happen. Fine. But I won't be able to provide as much support as usual. Will that be okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Very well then. Leave it to me.
Are you sure about this? This is the first piece of land we've managed to reclaim in a century. It'd be a real waste if we lost it again.
I'm not worried about it. We'll just reclaim it again.
Wow.
So cool.
Huh? What did you say?
Anise, Neon, get ready as quickly as possible. We're going as a team.
Well, if you insist, then who are we to refuse?
And here I was thinking I was gonna get some rest.
I'll be ready in a jiffy.
I'll be sure to pack lots of snacks, too.
Aww, so cute.
Oh, right, not there. I knew that.
Hello, friend. Wow, this is more embarrassing than I thought it'd be. Anyway, figured I should leave you a message, so here I am, talking to you through a voice recorder. Is it switched on? I think so. How many years have you been away? Well, it's been a while at any rate. I miss you.
I'm raring to go.
Go slowly.
Oh, I don't know if you'll ever get to hear this, but do you remember the birthday presents you sent? The present you sent me? the solar-powered cassette player. Anyway, I put it alongside your old stash. You better appreciate what I'm doing, you hear? Anyway, sorry. I'm not even sure what I'll say to you when I finally get a chance to speak with you. We have had great times together. Take care, my friend.
It is not becoming to rush.
Cassette tape.
I will go slowly.
But this is Red Hood's.
I'm raring to go.
Solar powered as well.
My feet keep getting caught in the hem of this dress.
Is that a friend of Red Hood's?
According to the map, the area with the crystals is not too far from here. That doesn't mean, however, that it's necessarily close. Liverin will determine the route and guide you.
Calling it a route is a bit generous. We'll just be doing some light walking.
I have a question. When we're up on the surface, aren't we typically part of a squad?
Yeah, usually.
But you came up all alone.
Hey, you're right. That is a bit unusual. Is there any special reason for that?
My colleague Drilly is currently working a long-term gig. It's part-time, but the pay is out of this world, which you don't see every day. So she can't up and quit. If she requested to take time off, she might not be able to come back to that job.
You're telling me a part-time job is more important than this mission?
Yep.
I don't understand.
What about you, Alec? Why did you come along?
Cause Trony wouldn't want to be outside.
The Electric Shock Squad isn't really a tight-knit group. All of our areas of expertise are different, and none of us have particularly good social skills. So, we operate alone whenever possible. If we were to attempt to move together, it would only become more chaotic.
I can understand where you're coming from.
It was total pandemonium whenever I used to move around with both Matisse and Absolute. They were always talking. So much that I had to set them straight.
When did that
That's rich coming from you. Anyway, what about you, Liverin?
Me? Sorry to disappoint, but I'd rather not say. It's rather personal. I hope you don't mind.
That's fine. You don't need to share anything you're not comfortable with.
Did all three of you volunteer for this job?
Yes, we talked a lot on the way here. I don't remember all the details, but suffice to say that the going is getting tough for every one of us. One small misstep, and we might be headed straight to the scrap heap.
What are you talking about?
There's no work to go around.
The Hammer and Drill Squad specializes in mining.
Correct. The only thing is that all the available ore veins nearby and natural resources have been extracted. Groups like Mighty Tools focus on construction, so they're fine. There are always old buildings that need to be demolished and rebuilt, but the same can't be said for us. Once a mine has been tapped, that's the end of the story. In fact, there was a time our squad didn't have a single task for an entire month. We could disappear into thin air and it wouldn't make a difference.
So that's why the part-time gig is so important to Drilly.
Exactly.
So you volunteered for this because you needed a job?
Correct again. New lands mean new work opportunities. On top of that, a region which is rich in crystals is a place where a mining expert like me could really flourish. I'll be able to eat the finest food and buy the latest power tool models. That's why I volunteered.
It's always stressful when work dries up.
Have you also had times when work was hard to come by?
Me? Oh, yes. We're a transportation squad. But in truth, we're little more than glorified delivery drivers. These days, that work falls to delivery robots and drones. They don't make any human errors, and they do it safely and quickly. There's no reason to continue using us, where there's the chance of an occasional slip-up. Not to mention that we tend to be much slower than them. Everyone always talks about how machines are going to take our jobs away, but I never expected it to happen to me. Then again, we're machines too, so I guess it's machines taking away another machine's job.
Oh, the same. You seem to be doing pretty well for yourself.
Are you kidding? You'd be hard-pressed to find as penurious a NIKKE as me.
But your scooter seems to be maintained pretty well. And you're always wearing the latest fashions. You're decked out head to toe in clothing that's both fashionable and serves a purpose.
Hey, you're right. Isn't that a new top from Octopus?
Consider it a business investment. If we dress like bums, we'd get even fewer delivery jobs.
So, where do you get the money for this investment?
There are still some people who don't want to entrust their deliveries to robots. Loyal customers of mine.
I don't get it. Why use you when robots are objectively better?
Ooh, Elig. That's kinda,
Well...
That's so insensitive. Well, yeah, she just said that communication is not the best part of electric shock.
It doesn't make any sense.
It almost makes it feel like this delivery lassie is a setup.
Hold on. I feel vibrations. Shifty.
Raptors detected up ahead. That was impressive, Rappy.
Yeah, totally amazing.
Super duper amazing!
Commander, I recommend that we aim for a preemptive strike.
Okay, I'll leave it to you.
Roger.
They are so stoked that she's back.
Whoa! Amazing, right? Feels like we're a band of rapture hunters.
Impressive. I've gone up against a few raptures in my time, but you guys are on another level.
I'm not gonna be forgetting that anytime soon, I can tell you that much.
Okay. You're all making me blush. I'll only allow further compliments for the next 5 minutes.
We've been through a lot up on the surface.
You're the ones who defeated the members of Exotic, right? You also bested the heretics. Seems like you really excel in cooperative battles as well.
What are you bringing all that up for?
Nothing, it's just... they seemed practically invincible.
Of course we're good at joint battles. We're good at everything.
Even Elig is like setting up this lassie to be like evil or shit. Somehow.
Especially Anise. Did you know that she goes by Fighting Bull?
Don't mess with the bull or you'll get the horns.
Anyway, you never answered my question, Liverin.
Huh?
You know, about why you'd ask a NIKKE to handle a delivery when a robot could do it.
Can we just move on from this?
Sorry, no can do. We're on this mission together, and I want to know.
It's because robots are incapable of flattery.
Huh?
Many of our clients are high-ranking individuals. We deliver the requested items and make the handoff as dramatic as possible. We also read from the script that the client dictates. This is from so-and-so. May it be of assistance to you in your time of need. Stuff like that. People are always pleased to get gifts like this. And they usually end up gushing about this and that as a result. When that happens, it's up to us to do our best and match that energy. Because our clients are all high on the totem pole, it pays quite well.
And there are a lot of people who want this sort of thing?
Oh, many. A whole lot. There are a lot of people in the Ark with too much time and money on their hands and are craving a bit of excitement. It's because of them that we're able to maintain our vehicles and wear the nice clothes that we do.
I see.
Anyway, I'd like to hear your story too, Elig. Considering that we're on this mission together, I'd like to know more about you as well.
Well played.
I didn't mean anything by it. I just want to be a good listener, that's all.
The Electric Shock Squad specializes in electronic devices with a particular focus on hardware production and maintenance. I'm in charge of energy efficiency and energy utilization. The Ark is currently lacking in many things, and energy is no exception. I volunteered to come up here and try to figure out a way to resolve the energy crisis. Who knows? These crystals might end up proving to be a good catalyst. Does that answer your question?
Fine. I should have known that a professional like you would have had a suitably elevated reason for doing what you're doing. Not at all similar to a simpleton like myself.
What is this weird tension between these two?
Would you look at that? They only just met and they're already getting on like a house on fire.
Maybe so.
If that's how you read it, I'm happy for you.
Right.
It's so hostile with those two. I don't understand.
I'm raring to go.
Elig is a...
Coming. Oh, right. Not there.
From what I remember,
I told you
Elig is a
Jess
very
is
pleasant
coming.
person.
What a truly it is not becoming to
Coming.
My feet keep getting
She's just
caught
a
in the hem
doom
of
gal.
this dress.
She's the Doom gal, come on.
You should have visual contact soon. Exercise extreme caution.
Roger.
Oh, boy, my heart is pounding. I feel like my core is going to burst.
I feel the same.
There it is.
Liverin points ahead of us. What seems to be a massive condensed pillar of light is bursting through the ground and soaring up into the air. What? Oh, the crystals. Although the concentration of the crystal is rather sporadic and not particularly dense, they nevertheless emit a near-blinding luminescence. When they said the crystal region, I really thought it would be like really like covered, almost like wall-like and stuff like that. But this is a little more, yeah, as they say, sporadic. That must be it.
Eleg, run an analysis on the local vicinity.
Will do.
Alec pokes at her tablet.
No toxins present. Appropriate oxygen levels. No unidentified components. Nothing especially noteworthy, except for the fact that the alpha particle concentration is remarkably low.
All right, you're up, Hammering.
Gotcha.
Hammering walks forward and stands in front of Crystal.
Looks like an ordinary crystal to me. It's awfully dense. Not terribly dissimilar from quartz, but there's something strange. Everyone, come take a look.
What is it?
Is it okay to get closer?
It's fine. The exterior surface is extremely smooth, so I don't think there's any gas or liquids coming out of this thing. Just to be safe, though, the commander shouldn't get too close.
Good call.
Cautiously move towards the crystal. Once we are close enough, we immediately notice a certain cluster of crystals, which are distinctly at odds with the rest of the formation in the vicinity.
What an unusual pattern.
This reminds me of something. What was it called again? Damascus.
Is that some kind of curse?
I get it. Damascus. Very funny.
At least someone appreciates my jokes.
A word of warning? Don't encourage her or else you'll end up regretting it.
But it was funny, really.
Continue hammering.
She's just her living is literally buttering people up, so it does. Bruh, just man, I'm not really fond of this lassie as well.
Looking at its exterior, it resembles something you'd see in the quartz family.
It seems like it has some sort of light flowing through it.
Yes, there is some luminescence there.
Oh, I'm so scared. What if one of them turns into crystal shells?
Is it natural?
Hard to say.
This pattern. Don't you think it resembles circuitry you'd find in a machine?
I was thinking the same thing. Should we take a moment to check?
Alec extends a wire from the tablet and presses it to the crystal.
Electricity is flowing through it all right, and a whole lot of it.
Does that mean it's a machine?
The notion that electricity can only flow through man-made machines is a fallacy. It flows through living organisms as well.
This, however, doesn't appear to be a living organism.
Or is it?
Interesting.
What is it?
The tablet just shut off.
The battery ran out?
Why didn't you charge it earlier?
Just a second. I should have a spare battery.
I've got one too, but that's strange. I could have sworn it was at 80% only a moment ago.
Hammering. Can you glean anything else from the exterior of this thing?
Ooh, it's that crystal. Fuck, don't touch it.
Nope, that's about it. If it's alright with you, I was gonna collect a sample.
Nope.
How do we go about that?
I'll crack off a small piece from the end.
It's a bit primitive, but it'll get the job done.
You betcha.
Please, go ahead then.
I suggest you step back, Commander. In fact, stand behind me.
Is that really necessary?
You never know. There could be gas trapped inside this. Pieces could go flying once I break it.
Laverne and Alec both takes a step back. A few steps back. Neon moves behind these.
What are you doing?
It makes more sense for someone bigger to stand in front.
Then why don't you go behind Hammering?
She's too close to the crystal. It's dangerous.
I'd take a few more steps back if I were you guys. Actually, hide behind cover. There's no telling what could be inside this thing. The worst case scenario would be that whatever's inside reacts unfavorably to oxygen and...
boom.
It explodes.
And if it does? What'll happen to you?
I've got a sturdy noggin. If something goes wrong, just make sure my head stays intact.
Roger.
A few moments later, everyone except for Hammering is hiding behind cover, with only their heads peeking
All
out.
right, I'm going for it.
Hammering raises her hammer and lightly taps at the crystal.
Duh! It's much harder than I thought. This is way tougher than quartz. This is more like a diamond. Alright, I'm gonna really give it some juice with this swing.
Is the diamond unbreakable? I'm so funny. This is sarcasm. Just as Hammering is about to swing her hammer
Raptor
down.
detected. 400 meters out, heading straight for you.
Oh,
What? This feels like it was planned.
Don't engage in combat near the crystal. You don't know what will happen if the crystal breaks.
Roger.
ooh, I'm so scared. Don't touch it, Hammering. I'm not particularly fond of you, but I don't want someone dying first off in the mission.
Rapture fragments are flying towards the crystal.
Ooh.
Miss Hammering!
Uh-oh. Hammering!
Did I ever tell you that I always wanted to be a baseball player?
Is this really the time? Are you baseballing out of the way? Hammering focuses on the fragments which are hurling towards the crystal. Then swings the hammer with all her might. That's actually really cool. Roro! Hammering oh my! Bro, you were almost cool. Almost. Hammering swing misses, and the fragments of the rapture shatter the crystal and roll on the ground.
Looks like you'll have to keep dreaming, Hammering.
Anise, get behind me!
No, you get behind me!
Oh, that's kind of cute. Everyone, take cover!
It's too late. Get behind me, Commander.
Everyone get down.
Huh?
Doesn't really explode, does it?
Nothing's happening.
That startled me.
Yeah, my glasses nearly fell off.
That really scared the heck out of me.
Guess we overreacted.
Guess so.
What was that scream just a moment ago? Was that supposed to be some kind of signal?
Hard to say.
I'll check if any toxic substances were released when the crystal broke.
Ella connects the portable battery to the tablet.
I'm not picking up anything.
How does that thingamajig work anyhow?
It analyzes airborne particles. The range is somewhat narrow, but it's still quite useful.
Can you add that function to my glasses?
Depends. Are they traditional lenses?
No, they're display monitors.
Really? Then it's worth a try.
They're display monitors. Holy, that is such a cool concept. If they're display monitors, could you zoom in a neon? That would be cool. But if they're display monitors, it also means that they can be connected to something so that what she can see is viewed from elsewhere. I'm looking at you. You know who.
I'll get back to you on that.
Cool! Then I can have supervision.
I hope not. The last thing you need is another thing to prattle on about.
I'll take one of these broken pieces.
Uh-oh, Hammering. Hammering holds up a crystal fragment.
It's not emitting any light.
You're right. If it's not coming from the circuitry, then where? No electricity is flowing through it either.
Still, we should take it back with us.
Are you sure? It feels compromised at this point, so, huh?
The crystal fragment Hammering is holding suddenly turns gray, then crumbles and disintegrates.
What the?
What happened?
Did you accidentally crush it?
With my bare hands? How could that be possible?
Let's try and pick up these other pieces. A moment later, after attempting to break off other pieces of the crystal to take as samples, the pieces all disintegrate without exception. Hammering moves to take one of the crystalline fragments stuck in the ground, but eventually gives up when she finds it unwilling to budge even an inch. Seems like there's not much else we can do at that point.
I think it'd be prudent to return and organize a separate investigation team.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just a moment. Can we head a little further inside? According to the map, there should be more crystals ahead.
I'm game.
Me too.
Are you sure it's not too dangerous?
It wouldn't hurt to take a peek. We might be able to obtain a proper sample inside.
We all came here because we needed the work. If we return empty-handed, they'll send in another team to investigate. Then we'll be left jobless yet again. We at least need to bring back a proper sample, or some other kind of finding that will turn heads. If we go back like this, we'll just be labeled incompetent.
God, this is not about your fucking jobs. This is reclaiming the surface. I mean, reclaiming the surface could be like a good side, like it could have a good side of providing you better jobs or something like that, but it's not the priority. If you're compromising everybody's safety just because you think, quote unquote, if we leave empty-handed, someone else would do this job.
And on a personal note, this is a completely new type of crystal we're dealing with. I'd hate to leave after just getting a taste of it.
Well, elegantly, this is more of an academic in this fucking sense.
Whatever this thing is, we could be the first to discover it. We'd be fools to pass up such a golden opportunity.
I don't think you'll be the first, especially with the notes, but...
Regardless of whether or not we collect a sample, don't you want to satisfy your curiosity?
Alright, Mamboom.
I'm asking you, please, don't make me beg.
Ugh.
I don't want to keep living a servile life where I'm at the mercy of the whims and fancies of other people. If I don't want this to be my last hurrah, I need to make a name for myself during this mission.
Yeah, it's a very personal matter for this lassie.
Of course, that poses a risk, but anything is better than crawling back to the Ark and having to stroke other people's egos day in and day out. I'd rather die up on the surface than return to that. I at least have some pride left in me. So please, I'm begging you, let us explore a bit more.
Rappy, how much risk does the crystal pose?
None, as far as we can tell. It's not toxic, isn't composed of any harmful substances, and doesn't pose any risk of explosion. At present, it's simply an ordinary crystal, albeit with peculiar patterning.
Okay. Let's continue the search. We're going deeper.
Roger.
I'll continue to provide backup.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you did say that you're not gonna be much of a backup shifty, but you're doing a good job, like multitasking for us. Alec is really just here for the shits and giggles. It's kind of
Very well. Moving out. Everyone, over there! Doesn't that look like a cluster of crystals to you?
Sure enough.
Let's go!
You got it.
Alec and hammering rush over.
Alec seems awfully enthusiastic all of a sudden.
Now that we know the crystal isn't dangerous, we can carry out our investigation without stepping on eggshells the entire time.
She's motivated. That's something you only get when your back's not against the wall.
But you seem even more motivated than her.
Me? Well, perhaps.
Actually, motivation could also, I guess motivation would not be the best term that you have is desperation, my lass. It's, a type, I guess, almost similar, but yours is just more pathetic.
My motivation, Alec, on the other
shit.
hand, is driven by the pursuit of knowledge, so it's a bit different for her.
See?
My motivation consists of avoiding the worst-case scenario, so I'd say it's closer to desperation.
Literally the same shit that I just said. Are you shitting me?
Alec, on the other hand, is driven by the pursuit of knowledge, so it's a bit different for her.
At least you're well aware of your situation, madam.
Personally, I don't think desperation is necessarily a bad thing.
True. When you're between a rock and a hard place, you tend to push yourself.
Exactly.
That's why we're coming along, to make sure no one stretches themselves too thin.
You're all far too kind to me.
There's a time and place for self-deprecation, and I don't think this is one of them.
I've been that way my entire life. It's the only way I know how to communicate.
Were you like that when you were human?
I don't remember, but most likely, people don't change.
If you really feel that way, I guess I won't be able to change your mind.
I presume you feel that people can change?
I mean, yeah, look at her.
Yes.
You talk as if you've experienced it.
Over here, guys!
Bro.
Coming.
Is Leverin setting off any alarm bells for you?
Yes.
Right?
Despite her seemingly negative attitude, she is indeed interested in exploration. She's also the one who convinced us to continue with the search.
Do you think she's after something?
Definitely. Although, I'm not sure what that may be.
Considering the recent incident with Exotic, I'd say it's well within reason to be wary.
Just saying we should be cautious.
Exactly. Everyone stay on your toes.
Roger.
A moment later, Alec and Liverine are in the midst of an area densely packed with crystals. In the center lies a broken rapture. It looks as if it were intentionally placed on top of the crystals, and the limbs appear to still be convulsing.
Do you see this?
This is gruesome. Are you trying to figure out how this rapture died? You're made of tougher stuff than me.
Not that.
Look a little closer.
Is there something unusual?
Yes.
The rapture twitches, and after a while, the light in its core begins to diminish.
Unable to detect any signs of life.
This is a bit much.
It definitely isn't pleasant, that's for sure.
Alec, what are you...
Ooh. An eerie groan resounds, and the crystal starts to expand, but then stops after a while.
What is this?
I'm not sure.
Does it get the energy from anything that has an electrical signature and uses it to spread?
It did this before.
Did the crystal grow just now as well?
Yes.
Could it be using the rapture as nutrients?
I don't think so. Externally, at least, the rapture seems unharmed.
Could it be some kind of virus?
Potentially, one that reacts only to a rapture. Nothing happened to us when we touched it.
Does this mean we could weaponize this thing?
Shifty, report what you just saw.
How should I formulate the report?
Exclude any speculation and report exactly what you saw.
Understood.
Let's keep going. While we're at it, I should do some experiments. Hammering, can you help?
Of course.
This is a very concerning thing.
I'll let you know what Miss Hammering and I have turned up so far. These crystals absorb the energy of anything they have physical contact with for an extended period. If the crystal touches anything that has energy flowing through it, it'll suck it dry and proceed to expand. The reason for this expansion seems simple in that it allows them to occupy a wider surface area. Do you all recall how my tablet ran out of power before? It wasn't a charging issue. The crystals simply drain the energy from the tablet.
Do you have any evidence to support that theory?
I ran several experiments with my backup batteries and got the same result each time. Completely drained. I even touched the crystal myself, and sure enough, my core output dropped ever so slightly. If I had kept my hand on any longer, I would have ended up like our rapture friend from earlier.
You experimented using your own body? Your pursuit of knowledge is unmatched.
Fucking deranged. I respect, but deranged.
I did pay a price for it, however.
Oh no. What do you mean? Ooh, Alex shows us the palm of her hand.
Notice anything unusual?
Oh my goodness! What are all those holes in your hand?
Ugh.
How did you notice so quickly? Anyway, yes, there is a preponderance of small holes on my hand.
Have any of them pierced all the way through?
Yes, or at least they attempted to do so. These crystals clearly wanted to absorb all of my energy and chose to use my hand as an entry point to my core. Once I removed my hand from the crystals and cut off the power supply to it for a while, I was okay.
But what if there's a fragment or something left over in your hand?
There's no need to worry about that. I've conducted experiments which cover that. Hammering, could you explain?
Of course. These crystals absorb energy from other sources and store it inside.
And they then convert into electricity.
Yes, which explains why they've got electricity coursing through them. The disintegration we saw earlier is when they run out of electricity. Think of it like a plant going without water. They're dying because of a lack of nutrients.
In other words, my hand is fine because I cut off the nutrients.
Another thing of note, the isolated fragments crumble, but the ones stuck in the ground seem to be fine. So I did some digging. The crystals are all interconnected.
So, all the crystals in this area are connected underground?
Seems like it, just like tree roots.
So that means...
There's a big part of it. They're taking it somewhere, isn't it?
There has to be an origin point for these bad boys. I propose using a rather simple method to find it.
We follow the roots.
Let's say we run into a particularly large crystal shard up ahead. If we cut it in half,
Half?
One half will shatter, whereas the other half will remain intact.
Oh!
If we proceed in the direction of the side that remains intact, we might end up reaching the source of all these crystals.
Oh! But what, I was thinking of it like in the roots manner, like even if you cut the thing that is up top, like you cut the up top, wouldn't they still be connected underneath anyways? But you know, you're the scholar, Ellig, and not me.
Also, while further investigation is required, I have a premonition that there is a flowing current within the crystals. Suppose these crystals are like the roots of a tree. Then, nutrients will circulate inside, with the reference point being their center. We can do this. I'm sure that we can find the origin point of these crystals.
I think it's possible as well.
Why do you think the crystals are here to begin with?
Good question. The only thing for sure is that they're here, and so are we. So, it's up to us to find out why and how it is that they came to be here. One thing is for certain. They didn't occur naturally. They were clearly placed here intentionally by someone.
Ooh. Oh, that is so ominous. Holy.
I think here is good.
Since there's only one way in,
Precisely. And the entrance is quite wide, which makes it suitable for a campsite.
I'll go deploy the decoys then.
You know how to do that?
Of course. I may not have been up to the surface as much as you, but I'm not completely unfamiliar with it. Also, my role is to trace the best route for us, so I'm good at picking the best spots to set up the decoys.
All right then. I appreciate you doing this.
I'm just doing my job. You don't have to make it sound like I'm going out of my way.
Let's go together.
I'll be fine. You should rest.
No. We don't trust your fucking ass, so we want someone with you.
It's okay. It'll go by quicker if we work together. Then we can rest. Shall we?
Okay.
Liverine and Anise move out.
Are we sleeping here?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Ellig. Are you particular about where you sleep?
Yes, but that's not what I'm worried about. You never know when or where those crystals might target us.
There aren't any nearby.
Are you sure?
Positive. As long as you don't go to sleep hugging them, you'll be just fine.
Okay.
Are you always this on edge?
Naturally. It's the best way to increase your chance of survival and success. Exercise caution and strike at the opportune moment.
Bro, you literally just held those crystals where you were like, oh, they're draining power of my battery supplies. You know what would be cool? What if I touched it? I wonder what will happen. And now you're exercise caution and strike at the opportune moment. Ma'am, please take care of yourself. I'm so worried about you. It would be so sad if something happens to you. I really like you as a character. Oh, gee.
I also noticed that you fall asleep in no time flat.
Oh yeah, she snores is what they say.
And you snore like a jet engine.
Will that affect your sleep?
It won't be an issue. I wasn't planning on sleeping anyway.
Getting some sleep would be a good idea.
It's okay. I got plenty of sleep before coming here. I'll keep watch so you all can catch up on your shut-eye.
Ellig, are you unable to sleep because you're too amped up?
It's that obvious, huh?
I noticed how excited you were after seeing the crystal. And you seemed much more expressive than when I first saw you.
It's an incredible thrill to finally lay my own eyes on something I was told about endlessly during the mission briefing.
Huh?
Do you think I'm getting too emotional about all this?
No, I like it.
Huh. So that means you like me?
I mean, if... yeah?
Typical master. Just blurting out whatever he feels.
We'll take turns keeping watch. I'll go up first. Should you find yourself unable to sleep, we'll keep watch together.
You don't mind?
Shifty,
Yes, Commander?
how is Reclamation Site number 1 doing?
All quiet. Surprisingly so. I didn't expect the optical camouflage to be this effective.
Then take a break.
I was about to enter standby mode anyway. We'll be monitoring Reclamation Site 01 in alternating shifts, so don't worry.
Sounds good. You did well today.
As did you, Commander.
Mr. Commander, may I see that?
See what?
The operation device.
I take my operational device out of my ear and hand it to
How
Ellen.
long have you been using this? When was the last time it was maintained?
I can't recall.
It's on its last legs. The connections are about to fall apart, and the parts are all worn out. Would you mind if I make a few repairs?
That's kind of sussy, Alec, in your own right. By all means.
Just a moment.
Why are you crying in your sleep? For a while, only the sounds of hammering, snoring, and Alec tinkering with my operational device. Operation device can be heard.
Finished.
Huh? The status panel on my operational device has been altered. There appears to be something moving on the screen. Oh, it's the boom guy! I lean in to get a closer look. Is this a video game?
What?
I didn't think I'd get found out that quickly, but you've got some eagle eyes on you.
What is it?
This is Boom, a classic FPS. It's the father of all modern FPS games. The entire file size is only 28 megabytes, but it's still more fun than most of the games out there today.
But why? How did you...
If it's got a screen, you can run Boom on it. It's just common sense.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it's the truth, so don't you forget it.
Can you run Boom on Neon's glasses?
By the way, this is more than just a title screen. You can actually play the full game.
Oh lordy. Also, only 28 megabytes, was it? That's small.
Although, you don't have a controller. I'll make one right now.
How could you...
Let's see. Gotta get some spare parts.
It's not necessary, I need to sleep, buddy. It's okay, I'll play it later.
Are you sure? It's really fun. I also installed it on Miss Rappy's weapon adjustment correction screen.
What?
Rappy checks her gun.
Not bad, eh? Like I said, if it's got a screen, I can install that game.
Please erase it.
Rappy sounded so done. Uh-oh, what are you up to? Ugh.
What are you doing?
Oh, some delivery requests just came in. I was dealing with the customers.
You sure are busy.
Just trying to survive. I'm just happy I got work.
How often do you have to work?
It depends. We usually tend to get pretty bogged down during the holidays, but other than that, it's scattershot.
Must be tough. Are you done dealing with your customers?
Yeah.
Then let's head back. We should get some sleep so that we're well rested tomorrow.
All right.
There's just one thing. As far as I know, there aren't any holidays coming up anytime soon. And yet, you're still so busy?
Well, like I said, it can be pretty random. Guess I got lucky.
Really? Glad to hear it.
Yeah, me too.
The next day.
What's going on?
Neon. What is this? My eyes are acting strange.
What's wrong?
Some kind of game is taking up my vision.
I know! What the fuck, even? What the fuck? I knew she's gonna do that, but it's still so funny. It's so obvious that she'd try.
There's a game screen on your glass lenses. Boom! Why is that ancient game?
Is this some kind of cutting-edge VR technology? The graphics look a bit outdated for that, though.
Alec.
I upgraded your glasses while you were sleeping. I've given you the honor of being able to play a masterpiece of gaming up close and personal.
I don't want a game. I want supervision!
Actually, I meant to ask you, where did you get those glasses anyway?
These? I've had them for as long as I can remember.
They're extraordinary. The frames are made of cutting-edge and lightweight materials. The lenses are in fact a high-performance visual display. I've never seen anything like it.
I don't think you should be like letting people hold these glasses willy-nilly, Neon. I'll be honest.
The internal OS has a ludicrously large capacity, and it's being utilized to the max. There was barely enough space left to install Boom.
I have no idea what you're going on about. But can you just get rid of this game and bring my glasses back to normal?
Just tap the top of your frames twice and it'll shut off.
Can you make it so that I can tap the sides? It'll look way cooler that way.
I'm telling you, you should look into that eyewear of yours. They are no ordinary pair of glasses.
And the fact that they're running at quote-unquote full capacity, what are you running in there, Neon? It's not just visuals, isn't it?
What's that on that wall over there?
What's wrong?
What is it?
Over there!
Over there. I look in the direction Elag is pointing. Over on the walls, which have been to our back and sides, densely packed clusters of tiny crystals have formed. None of this were there last night.
Could they have moved over here?
Don't be absurd. Crystals don't have legs.
Maybe they have detachable legs?
Is it you know how some plants would crawl towards something to get more like sunlight? Are they doing that because there's a lot of NIKKEs in this area?
At this point, I don't think that's totally outside the realm of possibility.
Maybe the crystal formations were already here, and they've only just now popped out since we were here for a while.
You mean they move in order to consume nutrients?
I've been thinking, and these things seem less and less like a type of ore.
What are they then?
Don't they seem more plant-like to you? It has roots, dies as soon as it runs out of nutrients, and actively move towards acquiring said nutrients. If that doesn't describe a plant-based life form to a T, what does?
It all checks out.
Just as a precaution, I'll contact the Botanic Garden Squad. I'm on good terms with them.
That sounds like a good idea.
Commander, how should we proceed?
Let's keep going. If we sense any danger, we'll head back.
Roger.
Oh, Liverin. Oh, Liverin. Whatever the fuck you're doing, you better stop.
Path is getting narrower.
It wasn't like this on the map. Then again, I guess we can't expect all the details to be exact.
Especially since it's a map displaying an aerial view from above.
Is it just me, or are we totally screwed if any raptures come at us from either side?
I'll watch the rear. I'll need someone else to help.
I'll join you.
Thanks.
By the way, watch your step, everyone! This place is flooded with crystals.
Yeah, the crystals dot almost every inch of the ground and walls. We can't touch anything.
I don't even want to think about fighting in a place like this. If we were sent flying and fell into a crystal cluster, we'd end up being drained and then dying, just like that rapture we saw yesterday.
I was thinking about that actually, and I believe it can be solved quite easily. All we've got to do is remove our heads.
What?
If we're between a rock and a hard place, removing our heads will solve the problem. The crystals would ravage our bodies and suck them dry, but so long as our heads remain intact, we'll be able to stay alive.
An interesting theory, but how many people are actually going to be willing to go through with it?
Why would there be any hesitation? It's 100% the safest and most foolproof method.
Miss Hammering, have you ever died before?
No.
Neither have I, but I think it's something more severe than being solved simply by removing a body part.
The Counters are hardened warriors, so maybe they've experienced something like that before?
Oh, a lot of times.
Yes, I have.
Me too.
Called it.
I haven't because I'm so amazing.
You did. Oh yeah, you still don't believe that you died at one point. Your head just erased that.
Could you please explain to Miss Hammering on how difficult dying is?
Dying isn't an easy thing. Even more so when it's by your own hand.
Did you hear that, Miss Hammering?
Really? I guess I don't know since I've never been in that kind of situation. I guess I'll find out when I'm faced with it.
Oh, don't say fucking death flag things like that.
Ideally, you would never have to face a situation like that.
Very true.
The best way to deal with this sort of thing is to prepare for the worst.
I've imagined the worst case scenario in my head countless times, but when it comes, I never deal with it the way I'm supposed to. Not like when it's during a simulated battle.
Yeah? What is it that you imagine?
Don't ask. It's so bad that I can't even say it out loud.
Shifty, what's ahead of us?
The downtown area. The city used to be a moderate-sized trade hub. Other than that, there was nothing particularly noteworthy about it.
Oof, after we pass through here, does the path end?
I can't be certain. Even this narrow path we're on now wasn't on the map. I did find something unusual, though. The map indicates that there's something massive just on the outskirts of the city. However, any further statements without visual confirmation would simply be conjecture.
Okay, let's keep going then.
Roger.
This is so dangerous. I don't understand why you're trying so hard.
I knew that.
Okay, I heard that you died in an accident. When I saw you on TV, I thought I was going crazy. I heard that you're something called a salter now? I don't know what that is, but I'm happy that you got out of this place. I think the rest of us will spend the rest of our lives here. This is our hometown, and there's nowhere else to go. I really think that that
It is
person
not
is
becoming
related
to rush.
to
I will go slowly.
a Red Hood.
We are humanities. It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
After moving forward for a while, our path is blocked by a massive iron gate. In front of it, raptures are piled high. Interspersed among the pile are crystals, which are emitting a lambent light.
Holy moly, are these all raptures?
Yes. More victims claimed by the crystals, it would seem.
I need to put my glasses down again. She's shit.
What is it?
I'm taking a closer look at these raptures, and something seems a bit strange to me.
Tell us.
The amount of corpses increases the more we move forward. Judging from the direction in which they've fallen, it seems to indicate that they were heading towards us. Shifty mentioned that there's a city beyond this narrow path, right? It reminds me of a train station.
Why are you talking about trains all of a sudden?
People often commute to work using the train, yes? They gather at the station, and when the train doors open, they all rush to get inside. It's a mass of arms and elbows, and the few people who manage to break through the crowd are able to get inside the train.
I think I get what you're saying. I don't. The throng of raptures came from that city up ahead and crammed themselves in through this narrow path?
Precisely. The only curious thing is that...
Why are they doing that? Are they running from something?
Why would the raptures leave a wide open area and cram themselves into this confined path?
To escape from something.
That's the only way it makes sense to me. Something happened in the city beyond, and I think the raptures tried to escape through this path.
Commander, many of these raptures have damaged parts. Their legs and other appendages seem to have been crushed. It's as if they collided with something, or were trampled upon.
So, a bunch of raptures ran away? Is their programming even capable of that?
But what could they have been running from?
Everyone, up ahead of you. 3 o'clock, on the wall.
I don't see anything.
The crystals over there have been moving for some time now.
Oh!
It's hard to see clearly behind the pile of rapture corpses, but those crystals are gradually approaching. That much is certain.
What?
So, the crystals really do move?
Oh my gosh!
Are they coming for us?
Shh! Quiet!
Sound of crystal scraping can be heard. It's now clearly visible that they are closer to us than they were before. Everyone, prepare for battle!
It's here.
Here we go!
Encounter! You didn't say it! Whoa! Oh, cool! Unknown crystal.
Let me check the mirror for a moment.
Ooh, that's a big ass help.
Everything superfluous will be banished from paradise.
Down with those who would threaten the kingdom. Glass slippers, full contact. Pour out.
Time to finish
Let's
this.
finish this quickly.
Whoa.
The party isn't over yet, is it? Let's go back and enjoy ourselves.
They demolished that. Crazy. But it's still a rapture with crystals? The rapture that was covered with crystals collapsed to the ground.
All clear.
Are they really dead?
Oh, they're dead as doornails.
The light in the crystals has been completely extinguished.
The crystal protruding from the rapture shatters and disappears, leaving the corpse perforated with a myriad of small holes. What the?
Let me get a closer look. Are you sure it's dead?
I've never been more sure of anything.
Okay. Hammering, help me. I'm gonna open up this one.
Sure.
Its insides are a complete mess. I do see a single trail, though.
What do you mean by trail?
You remember how the crystal attempted to reach my core by entering through my hand? It's the same as that. The path it's created here is a bit wider, though. It's still intact, and it heads straight for the Rapture's core. There's been extensive damage to the core as well. I don't understand this.
Wait a moment. I'm expecting a call soon.
A call? From who?
The Botanical Garden Squad wants to connect with us. I'll patch you through. Hello, I'm Flora from Botanic Garden Squad.
Oh, hello, Flora.
Hammering briefed me on the situation. I've been receiving continual updates because the crystals in that region are exhibiting plant-like characteristics.
Should we really be discussing this out in the open?
It's fine. This is an official mission that is out in the open. It's just that the Special Commando was the only squad we had available to deploy.
Oh.
Flora, what are your thoughts on this?
Seeing it in person would be optimal. However, since that isn't possible, I've made an informed guess based on the information provided by Hammering. First, I am proceeding on the assumption that the crystals are indeed plants. We would need to get our hands on a sample or observe it up close to know the details. But in light of that rapture you all saw, it would appear that the crystals grow from within the rapture and eventually penetrate through its surface.
Like a parasite?
Yes. The crystals appear to absorb the energy of their host and use it as a form of nourishment. Servant or master class raptures have relatively small cores, meaning they provide less nourishment. For lower level raptures, once their energy is absorbed, they are discarded. That rapture you saw was a Lord class. It has a much larger core and thus significantly more energy. Rather than absorb its energy at one go and kill the host, it seems to have realized that it is better to parasitize and absorb its energy bit by bit. Of course, this is all based on the assumption that the crystals are indeed plant-based organisms. Parasitic behavior is not uncommon in the plant world. In fact, it happens on a fairly regular basis. A classic example would be cordyceps, even though they technically aren't plants.
Why do they exhibit parasitic behavior?
Simple. To propagate the species. Plants are more or less immobile due to their roots. Plants have the ability to extend their roots towards nutrients, but this is a painfully slow process. Therefore, they either feed their seeds to something which is more mobile, or parasitize it.
It's all about expanding their domain.
That's correct.
Could this have something to do with why the Raptures ran away?
Unfortunately, I don't know enough at this point to say much. Plants are not aggressive organisms. If they do parasitize, they tend to do it in a clandestine manner, since it's more beneficial for their survival. They do not actively threaten their host.
That's if we're assuming these things are indeed plant-based life forms.
Exactly. That's the key point. While they exhibit some plant-like characteristics, they don't physically resemble them in any way whatsoever.
Okay, thanks for the intel. We'll keep it in mind.
Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'd like to be there with you, but things in the Ark are quite dire. If the opportunity presents itself, I hope to see you on the surface.
Thanks again.
You're welcome, and take care.
Let's give ourselves an overview of the situation. These crystals can act as parasites, leeching on Lord-class raptures. In the city up front, There's something that made the raptures run away. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. Thanks for the summary.
We should get a move on.
Should we continue, Commander?
Yeah, let's go.
Roger.
Good decision.
All right then. I'll open the door in front of us.
Go ahead.
Hi-ya!
The iron gate slowly opens with a dull creak. On the other side, we were greeted with the sight of a city consumed by crystals. Ooh. Okay.